Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Shivkumar, and in this video it's going to be live stream of me basically making a web page. And what I'm going to do over here is basically take an image from, say, Shutterstock, a template or something of this sort, and we'll try to program the whole thing using HTML, CSS, and if there's any interactivity, then perhaps JavaScript. But we'll try to limit between HTML and CSS. And yeah, so let's get started. It's going to be a live code. It's going to be a long video, and I'll try, and in the below description I will timestamp every single aspect of how I'm creating this web page, right from creating a directory, creating my setup, and creating, say, from the header page, the center alignment, or the center part, and and the full thing. So I think this is a nice little template. It's got a very simple structure. You got the header banner, you got the centerpiece, and then you got the middle piece, a couple of footers, and yeah, I think it'll be a great template to create an HTML version of this. And then from there, we can try to figure out how we could add data in terms of your own image and stuff like that, for future for your website. I'll try to share the link on GitHub so that all the files can be downloaded from there. And yeah, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is there are a couple of templates that's out there. So this is another website template. Maybe in a future video we can try to create this full workflow. This would be like a full e-commerce kind of workflow. So what this is called is the site web store shop site navigation. And then here we have another type of layout, which is which has these landing page templates. And so as you can see, there are various templates that we can choose from. But the one that I'm going to go with is which one did we go with? So we're going to go with this one, the first one. So I'm going to go click download in my account, and let's basically go to the standard license, and then I'm going to download it. It's a vector image, so that's great. Perfect. So let me try to open this, and from here we will try to create an HTML version of this. All right, so I am going to minimize my web page, and let's get into my Linux environment. Now, I'm not a big user of the modern graphical coding tools like Visual Studio Code or PyCharm or JetBeans, whatever that's called. So there are a lot of great graphical editors out there. I'm very old school. I just use VI. So it may not necessarily resonate with many of you guys, but I think what's important over here is I'm still going to write code. I'm still going to write HTML. I'm still going to use Sass as my preprocessor so we can compile into CSS, and I'll show you how I basically go about designing and creating these pages. And from there, we'll get started. So what I have over here is a program /HTML, and this is where my server basically points to. I'm using a VirtualBox environment. My host computer is still a Windows 10, but in this particular case, I'm using a VirtualBox, and it's basically a Ubuntu system running over here. I like programming on a Linux environment for whatever reason. It's something that I've just been used to programming on, and I prefer to use Linux environment, especially there's certain things, and I'm generally also do program a lot in C, and the environment like of this sort, just it's just a preference. Now, I'm not, many of you might say you can do this on any operating system and environment. Absolutely, it's purely a preference thing, and yeah, that's where it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a make directory, and I'm going to make a directory called template. Yeah, well, what is a template? So let's name the template. What's the name of the template? We'll call this design for business. Sounds interesting. Let's say design for business. All right. So just going to make directly template business. I'm fine with that. So we'll go to template business, and from here, in template business, so there's nothing in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create two directories. One is we'll create two files. One is touch/index.html. Now, once I create the HTML version, I'm not going to use any front-end framework in this particular tutorial. I'm not going to use things like Vue.js, which is generally a front-end framework that I use. We're just going to use purely HTML, all right? And I'm also going to create a directory called make directory, and I'm just going to use Sass. And in Sass over here is basically where we're going to put in all our CSS files. So I'm just going to basically create a main directory over here. So it's going to be touch slash, let's put here style.css, style.css. And I think that sounds about right to me. And I'm also going to just show you the way I do certain things. For example, you're just going to see everything raw. As a programmer, there's certain times, I'll have to go online to check out certain code. You're going to see all that, right through this. I'm not going to edit anything in this video. So that's one thing that's the reason why I'm going to do this live recording, so that you get a sense of, what it takes to just program a basic web page. All right. So in my styles.css, what I'm going to do is style.css. I am going to basically import, and it's not going to work immediately. So we're going to click import, say breakpoint. I'm going to show you what breakpoint is. Actually, it may not necessarily work. We'll figure that out as we go. Okay. So what is breakpoint? So what I have over here is, I think I've already I'm able to open the, so wait a minute. So what is breakpoint? So if I basically go to the browser over here and I click in CSS breakpoint. CSS breakpoint. What it does is, in CSS you have different browser resolution. Mobile view, you have tablet view, you have desktop view. So Sass breakpoint, it's actually not even CSS breakpoint, it's Sass breakpoint. And it's a library that helps you, basically, breakpoint Sass, which it's a library that allows you to create a syntax that allows you to, create these media queries in a very elegant manner. So, for example, if I wanted to be the width of the browser is going to be, say, 500 pixel, I can just put an add include breakpoint high, and put in the value. So it's an easier way to do this than writing media queries. Like if I use CSS, you have to put add media, minimum width, and it's very sensitive to the syntax in that sense. I just find it much easier to use breakpoint and define my variables this way. Now, why do I use Sass? Because it helps me organize my CSS code better. I can, create some variables in terms of, what is the color of the whole page, and basically use that again and again. Whereas in CSS, if I was just writing in CSS, then every single declaration I would technically, use the same color, put in the exact decimal value, and things like that. Sass allows me to, it's kind of like a programmatic way of writing CSS. Like there are limitations to it, but for the most part, it allows me to structure my code, my CSS in a better way. That's really it. So that's the reason why we're going to use Sass. So in order to use Sass, we need to basically try to create a script to use Sass. So first and foremost, I'm going to click npm install breakpoint. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to create a, so it might ask us to create a package.json file. We'll see. And in the meanwhile, we have downloaded the file over here, and let's have a look at what we have over here. So I've opened this on Illustrator because it's a vector file, and from here, as you can see, this is what we're going to create. It's a very simple. We'll try to create as accurately as possible. I'm not necessarily sure whether we can create it as accurately as possible, but let's try to, at least make it in desktop view as accurate as possible. So a lot of what I see seems to be pretty straightforward. So let's have a look at what we have over here. And the first thing that I generally want to do is I'm going to just open a notepad, and we're going to create the elements that we need, which is, let's create notepad. I'm just going to open notepad, and I'm telling you what I need to do. So what I'm doing is going to create this color and see, okay, what is this color? This color is, if I get the hexadecimal value, so in the beginning itself, I want to basically declare all the color, the font, the size of the button, all the basic elements of the page. So when we're styling it, we can reuse it, right? That's really it. So I can just go over here and I'll get the hexadecimal value. So yeah, so I know that this background color is so and so, so I can just basically clean that up. And in here, I'm going to basically say background color is this. Put this hash. All right. Okay. Now we don't need this. Okay. And what I want to do is in here, let's try to figure out what color is this. So this is white. So white is white. Just sometimes, it's not necessarily pure white. What color is this? So we get over here. And that's, maybe we can put this as light gray. So I'm just going to type it in my notepad over here and just say, background color, or maybe, background or gray color background, or maybe, dark blue or gray. We'll name it later on, but right now, light gray is this color. And then we have dark gray, which is, actually this is medium gray, because then we have this color as well. So this is the lightest gray. So as you can see, this is just important. Once you set the groundwork of, so this is light gray, DHT, GREY. This is going to be medium gray. And then here we're just going to put, say, dark gray. And dark gray is going to be cancel, and we're just going to click here. And dark gray is this color. All right, so let's click dark gray here. Perfect. All right, and then we'll see the blue. So this is a nice little blue. I think these blues should be the same. So let's click on this. I think this blue and this blue should be the same. So we'll try over here. So this blue is, let's click over here and put blue. The blue color is this. And another blue is, so let's see if it's the same color, 477AA9. 477AA9. So they exactly, actually, Sorry, I'm looking at the same color. Let's try this guy. And then what is this? The button is 4778. So the buttons are all going to be this color. Perfect. And here we have, say, what color is this? This is going to be the light gray color, which is EDF15. Yeah, EDF15F. Yeah. All right. And we also have this color, which is going to be the kind of crazy dark gray or darkest gray, which is 495667. Yeah. Okay. So we have most of the colors there. And this should be medium gray. Conductors. There you go. Oh, we don't have this color. So this is CF. So this is say the form box gray. So let's put this as let me type over here as form box gray. And then finally, yeah, so we have all the colors. That's looking good. The font for now, we'll just use system default font. So let's take the images as the assets. All right. So what are the images that we have over here? We have one image. Just want to ungroup everything so we don't select everything. You can ungroup this. Perfect. So let's export selection. So I'm just going to basically create this in a local file or system over here. So the way I can share between my Linux, this is running on Windows host machine, but I can share between my VirtualBox over here. So I generally the Linux file folder is the one that I can access between my host computer and here. So I'm just going to create a new folder called template assets. TMPLAT, template assets. All right. And in here, I am going to basically create select a folder, and yeah, we'll name this. Actually, we'll just put this as an SVG. Just leave it as SVG. Keep it simple. Export to, and we'll just basically click create export. And it's open the file over here. Perfect. All right. And we're going to do the same for this one. We're going to click export selection. And we're just going to click, we don't want to open location, create subfolder, scale, sure, just click export asset. And we'll do it for this one as well. Export asset. Alrighty. Perfect. And yeah, we have a couple of square images, so I can also click clear export assets over here. All right. We have a few little icons, so I can basically ungroup all of this, and let's try to ungroup these guys, and let's take this guy, ungroup this guy. It's very important when you do this stuff and you buy something from Shutterstock or anything of that sort, that you get a vector image, because when you get a vector image, you can, export these assets, and that's what you want. So yeah, if I click export asset, and then I basically can export this guy. And we can take this guy, and then we can export this asset too. Perfect. All right. Any other asset that we want? Yeah, this image. There's no image. There's no contact form. Yeah, maybe some of these. Ungroup them. Ungroup. 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 And ungroup. 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 Export selection. So basically exporting the logo. Sending the logo on top. I think there's a logo on top too. Yeah, that's the same logo. Perfect. And no, actually it's not, because one is dark color and one is white color, so it's a little So this is another logo. Ungroup. I think we can group this. Export selection. And here we export. So what we've done so far is we have basically got all the color schemes. We have got now exporting some of the assets from this template, and we get started programming all of this. So once we set the groundwork, it's much easier to get started so that you don't have to do this all again. And then there's a couple of icons that I like that I want to select from here. So I'm going to export this selection, and I'm just going to click export. Now creating these icons are very straightforward. They're there's a couple of lines in a box, so you can also create these icons if you're more artistic in that sense. But as of now, we're not really getting into the artistry of this. We're getting more into how to make this into a working website, or at least a working template. And then from there, we can connect it to a backend server and then populate all of this based on data from a database. All right, I think all the groundwork is laid. We've got everything working. So the thing with this type of the only issue with vectorized format is generally they don't tell you what fonts they use. So we'll have to basically do something like this, where I try to take this, and then I try to take a print screen of this, and then go on, say, online tools for font finder or something of that. So we won't do this immediately. We'll try to eyeball it to the best of our knowledge. Oh yeah, and what is this color? This color is it should be the same as this color. So it's 509. Oh, okay, it's a different color. So I can put your header color This is also important. So over here, we're going to have your header color, header dark color. The naming conventions will be improved. As of now, I'm just, putting these names out. This might be the font color actually, the general font color. Is this the same as that, which is 505965? No, this is different. So light color, header dark color, put here as font, and then we'll have your font light color. All right, and then we'll go with what is this? Should be white, right? Yeah, FFFF is white. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, let's see what this color this is. So this might be the background dark color. And no, so we have very dark color. I generally feel like, yeah, so then we can put here as font dark text or whatever, a dark text. It's not a header. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I think it's looking. We can always reference this again, at a later time. So I am just going to export this whole thing as a, say, for web. Create a JPEG image so that we can use it as a reference instead of opening this big app, because I'm also screen recording. It is consuming a lot of resources from my mini laptop. Not to mention, I've got 4 screens on, so yeah, it's heating up, so I have to put an external fan. So if I close these applications, as you can see, it's also slow, it's buggy, it's lagging. If I can, there we go. Wait for the program to respond. Okay, perfect. So if I can close this app, and then make and just use it as a reference, that'll be awesome, right? So we're just going to save this as JPEG into the our assets folder, and then from there we'll make it work. Okay, so I put this under Linux files. All right, and where is my assets? Template/assets. That's what we named it as. So yes, template_assets. And what I'm going to put here is template image. Perfect. We click save. Now we close this. Now I want to save changes to this. Yeah, let's save this. But before we do that, let's save it as in the same folder. So let's click save as into the asset folder again. Linux file. Where is my template against assets? Yeah, template_assets. Let's put this as template. TMPLAT. Better make sure I have this on my notepad. So yeah, just put this over here. Part 2 assets. So everything is there in my notepad. I'm also going to save all of this so that I don't lose any of this, and put this exactly where it belongs. So we're going to go here, go to template assets, and we just save this as notes. Yeah. We will bring all of this to our actual repository before I publish it into, say, GitHub. So all of this information, it just helps you. It's it's kind of like housekeeping. It lets you get started, and from there, it keeps you organized. That's really it. All right, so now we're going to close this and free up a little bit of some resources, and we get started programming. Perfect. Okay. What else do I need to do? All right. Perfect. So when you do an npm install, what happens over here? So, what happened? Npm install, no thread, no thing, no license. Office script, no description, no repository field, no readme data, no license file breakpoint, added 71 packages from 33 contributors. All right, so no such file package.json. So one thing that we need to do is click a touch ch touch package.json. So this is important when you're creating an npm. So we're just going to put your package.json, and this is going to be a JSON file. I think all I need to put here is dev dependencies, and in here dependencies here, I'm just going to put here as breakpoint, or maybe Sass breakpoint. I'm not too sure. We'll figure that out shortly. And let's say this version is going to be, say, do we have the version over here? So Mason, by a friend, and more. By a friend, GPL2. Okay, so breakpoint also been robust. No, this is the install in here. Okay, so install Sass breakpoint. Okay, so I'm just gonna click here, install Sass breakpoint, install breakpoint Sass. Okay, so here we go. It's breakpoint Sass. Yeah, I think it's Sass breakpoints. Yep, this is what we want. So what I'm going to do is click npm install save Sass breakpoint. Okay, so does it give me the version number? Version is 2.1.0. So we're just going to put here as something like 2.1.0. Something of that sort. Click here, npm install. Let's see what happens. Now I already have npm installed on my system, so to get this working, you would need to follow instructions of getting npm to install. And because I've already done this, it's able to basically template, no description, template business dev dependency should probably be dev dependencies. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to show you the mistakes that I make. I'm not going to, pretend that I'm perfect. So it also tells you exactly what you need to, the syntax that it needs in order for it to install. So we're just going to, literally use what it tells you to do, right? Okay, so there's no valid version, so clearly my versioning is a little off. So let's try this. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to do is going to click split vertical, and in here I'm going to basically go over to one of my other repositories, which is basically the Ansan web page. Let's see what I have in here. Okay, I need a mount. No wonder. Okay, vi/ansan.com. Oh, okay. Okay, sudo mount /dev/db1. So these are all of these folders are in a different folder, which is not necessarily mounted to the file system. So it's some of these repositories or these folders are linked with my Windows system, but not my Linux. So I got to just mount them. And yeah, this is just the way I've organized my my file system. Yeah, there we go. So from here I can just click on the JSON packaging over here, package/JSON. Where is this? No, not this one. Package_JSON. Let's go to breakpoint to get what we've done over here. So 2.7.1. Okay, it's called breakpoint Sass. So it's not Sass breakpoint, it's breakpoint Sass. Okay, so that's where we made a mistake. So I'm just going to go to package/JSON, and from here we're going to put here breakpoint/Sass. And it's going to be 2.7 and anything later than that. Okay, now let's see if it works. Yeah. Okay, and now let's see if it's installed. If I click over here, it says node modules. If I go to vi node modules, we should see that breakpoint Sass is installed. Perfect. Isn't this? Now, another thing that I want to do is also compile it. So generally, this is not something that you may want to use. I like to use Sass. I use PHP to do this. So I'm just going to click touch sass.php vi sass.php. You could use bash. You could use you could use bash. You could use anything, or you can even use webpack and all other things to compile your Sass files to CSS. But in this particular case, for now, I'm just going to go with what I'm just familiar with. As I said, there's certain things that I do a little off. Bear with me. This is not. So I'm just copying this. So what it's doing is basically including the files that I want in this particular case. So we're including this. We need this. We want to compress the file. So file get content. So we're going to get the file get content from /. Sass slash what do we have over here? Sass slash styles.php. Okay, so what we have over here is we're basically telling styles.scss. So we're basically telling this is the file that we want to compile. This is where you're going to get all the include paths from, and here we're going to say set the style to compress, so it'll compress all the file. We don't need to print CSS, but it'll be good if we want to. But in this case, I'm just going to highlight this, and let's print this under a folder called CSS, and we're going to name this style.css. So this is the output of it compiling into, and we're going to basically test everything out. All right, so we're going to go to style, and it would be node. So let's go here and see what we're going to import. So we're going to go to node modules, breakpoint Sass. So I got to put here breakpoint Sass. Okay, and where is breakpoint? So there's no breakpoint in here, so it's maybe in style sheets. Breakpoint. Okay, so it's gonna be under style sheets slash breakpoint dot scss. Okay, and yeah, and one thing that I'm going to do over here is go to Sass. I'm going to click here touch, and I'm just going to click here header dot scss. So what we're going to do is under I think it's here. Nope, I can't do that. Okay, so I'm just going to copy my folder over here. Click this guy. So in this template that we just created, in order to organize my Sass file, and for this particular case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate each of the Sass file into the different headers or into the different sections of the page. So so that's why I'm going to create each. So in this particular case, I'm going to have a Sass for, say, the for the top hero, and then for the about us section, for this image gallery, for this feature gallery. I think this will be and then for the footer form. So we're going to basically have a file for each one of this, and we'll have also a main file that has all these colors. So something of this sort. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to click, say, at a header.scss. All right, so this will be, so when I click here, say underscore header, we're going to create a small little class / header, and we'll just put this. But we'll also have, say, a default touch underscore default, and in underscore default, we're going to put in all of this information. So I'm going to open this file right through my this thing. So it's going to be in vi/windows/ template underscore assets / notes. Yeah, perfect. So we have all of this ready in our library. So in here, I'm going to basically say / I'm going to make these as variables. So it's going to be, say, dark background dark gray, bg / dark gray is going to be, yeah, I like it, / light light gray is going to be this color. All right, then we're going to have, say, medium gray is going to be this color. And then we have, say, dark gray is going to be this color. Then we're gonna have, say, slash form box. Background of form box is gonna be this color. So that's the one thing I like about Sass, because I can set these as variables and reuse them later on. So I'm going to put the blue color, which is so handy. If I had to do all this in CSS, I'd be typing each one of these again and again, and I don't think we would like that. Font header dark gray. I mean, yeah, my naming is a little off over here. We can try to redo it later on. Font, say LIGHT, light gray. So we know what's for font and what's not for font. And then we'll have here a slash font dark text. Perfect. I'm already liking this. All right. So now let's set some tablets and stuff. So what I try to do is, like, say tablet is going to be, say, 550 pixel slash actually have this under my Suzy default. I've actually created my own Sass file, so I'm just going to go to my where it is, and send and send cd dot slash styles. Doesn't working directory cd dot ls. No, okay. ls/lt. Oh yeah, so we need to go to HTML over here, and let's go to styles. Yeah, cd2 styles. I'm just gonna take these. You could use Bootstrap if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. I just use. I've created this small little library for myself, and I'm just using that. That's really it. There's nothing beyond that. But where is this library? Simple parser Sass _ common. Is it in Sass _ common? Yep, I think it's here. Some of this code needs to be cleaned up, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, so what I was looking for. So we have small. I'm just going to copy this. It's not. So this is where I'm going to use breakpoint, and it's really helpful because now when I know my different sizes, so small could be, a mini, like a mobile phone, then we have tablet, mini desktop, semi-desktop, desktop. So we're going to basically focus mostly on desktop view for now, though you want to create mobile first, but by having breakpoints, you're setting it to be mobile first. That's really it. Perfect. Alrighty. Yeah, and I'm also going to, I think that's what we want. I think I like that. And anything else that we need from here? Nope. Okay. And one thing that I want to do is, so I'm just setting all my variables. So we've got the color, so I'm just going to put over here. So I'm just going to comment this, which is important. So color map for color map. And this is going to be breakpoint size. Breakpoint size. For different device width. That's really it, right? Yeah. So we're just commenting our code and keeping things simple. Okay. So now let's go and include this file into my styles. And what I'm going to do over here is, so we got the breakpoint, and now we can click here, import slash default. Import header, and let's see if it works. So we're gonna go PHP Sass. So we're gonna go php sass.php. All right. Data context created with empty source string. No such file or directory on line 7. Let's see what's there on line 7. Oh, okay. So there's probably some Sass style. Okay. You want to put this as style or styles? Doesn't matter, does it? Okay. So yeah, there was a spelling mistake. Let's see what happens right now. Import error, invalid CSS after import. Expected selection was breakpoint Sass. Okay. So we know to put the Sass. So it's going to be Sass / styles. And what I want to remove here is this. I think that should work. Nope. Invalid CSS after. Got it. Import. No. What's invalid about it? Unless we put this. I think it's. Nope, it's not. So. Import. Okay, so I'm making a mistake somewhere around here. We do app. I'm just going to go to one of my codes just to remember the syntax. Breakpoint. I think it was in data board. Sass. Let's go to CSS. Yeah. How do I do this? Data board. What's the syntax that I'm missing? Oh, got it. So I gotta put that at. So whenever I have an import, it's at import. Yeah. Yeah, these small little things, we all make mistakes. Nope, not that. We just put this. Okay. And now it says file to import not found or unreadable. Okay. So why is this unreadable? Start PHP. Let's see why is it unreadable. So we have here include path node module, and we'll also include path Sass. Maybe that's what we need. Sass. Oh, wait a minute. No, it should be set as Sass. Yeah, so there's a couple of syntax errors that I'm clearly off. So let me see where we are. Let's go to PHP /PHP. Yeah. What's with my? Yep, got it. So we're just gonna go in. Put your get current working directory dot, and this should, let's see if this works. Okay, we're getting there. File to put content, no such file directory. Okay, so we're getting there. And let's try this. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go to CSS, and it's printed out, and we have nothing because we have no code. Perfect. Okay, so now let's go and import some stuff. So let's go to vi/sass dot slash underscore header, and in the header tag, let's put in say slash font color is going to be say slash lighstgrui. I think we have this as library. It's a good idea to constantly keep the default open, because default has all our color things. So we're going to basically say the color is going to be, do we have light gray? Yeah, we have light gray. And this is where I basically so I generally have 3 tabs. I'm just going to go to cd dot slash template, and then I just basically php sass. And we'll try to see the output over here. And the CSS style.css. Wait, have I imported my header file? Style.css / import header. We do have that. So what's wrong? Ah, got it. So yeah, that's not gonna make sense. Perfect. So yeah, now it's compiling into CSS. So everything is now working. So we got the groundwork. It took us almost an hour just to get the groundwork working, from taking the template, breaking it apart, creating all the colors that we need. And now we're going to start actually programming. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to expand this fully. I am going to basically now create the HTML file. So in here, I'm going to click here ls, and we're going to go to index.html. So what we can do over here is click here as index.html. So the way I try to organize my editor is let's go and put here as HTML. So I'm really writing it raw, and there's really no syntax highlighting, and that's the reason why I'm spending a little time, which I shouldn't. And we're just going to put here as, template 1. Perfect, isn't it? And here we're going to have here as, so yeah, you generally have your things like header. Put this in here. Header. Then you can have your body. And you will have your body. Okay, and then we're gonna go over here and click here as we got to import the style sheet. So this is where I'm going to go on Google and say how to import tag to import CSS style to HTML. I could basically open any web browse page, click right click to figure this out. So yeah, it says style link. You know what? I'm just going to go to my adsan.com. So this is the website that, you're on this page. So this is the app that I've built. So I'm just going to take an example of what I've already built. That's one thing when you do a lot of these projects, you start to have your own repository to look from. A lot of people might, go on Stack Overflow to do that, nothing wrong. But I think once you do enough of this, you start to use your own code as a reference. So that's the reason why. So I can just copy the syntax, click copy, and and yeah, there we go. I just generally prefer it this way, where I don't know, using your own stuff is so much more feels good. That's all I can say. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. /css/style.css. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my server. So I'm just going to open another shell script. And here I'm going to go to program. I'm going to go to vi slash, so I'm going to go to cd.nginx. No. Conf dash nginx. No, why am I going? Yeah, say nginx slash site cd to conf 82. Yeah, so is there a site? Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm gonna click here BC application to template1.conf. Okay, and then we go to template1.conf, and I'm just gonna basically go to HTML, and then what is this folder that we created? Template business. Template USINSS. Perfect. And we'll put this at port number 1. I'm liking it. All right. So let me restart my nginx sudo dot. Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't think I even started it. Start. Perfect. Okay. So let me open Firefox in here. So it's all in my local virtual machine, virtual box. I have my own my own internet server, or not internet server, my web server, and I just prototype in my virtual box. It's very straightforward, it's isolated, and I kind of like it this way. Now, granted, it does consume, it is slower than running it on my host machine, but I like the isolated impact, the way it works. All right, so let's go to 10.0.0. 10.0.2/9901. Oh, it's 10. Oh, there, 9901. Yeah. There we go. So template 1 is opening. So if we go to, so I can close this. I don't need this. And I'm going to basically move this to my second window. And from here, I am going to, so to get started, we're just going to go to click over here. And just click here and say title. Let's go over here and put your H1. This is the header. H1. And let's refresh this page. There we go. So everything is working. It took us an hour to do this, 1 hour, 4 minutes. And let's spend the next 1 hour or so at least building as much as we can in here. Okay, so what is the time right now? It's 4 o'clock. So let's try to get this done by 6 o'clock. So another 2 more hours. Okay, so I am going to open the image and let's have a look. So we have how many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including the top part. So 9. So we have 9 headers, nine sections. So I'm going to create this as div /div, and I'm just going to show you what I'm trying to do over here. Okay, so I'm going to create 10 divs just for these 9 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Okay. Save the file. What we have over here. So one is class, say top nav. Then we're gonna have here as class hero, class about us, right? So you can go in here and click here. So it's about section. Then we have, say, image gallery 1, and then feature. So I'm just going to put about, so then we're going to put here class image, class feature, class image 2, so we got image, about, image, feature. Also then we have your banner. So we have your class banner. Okay. And then we have image 2, form, and footer. Class image 2, class form, and class footer. Perfect. Okay. So I'm also going to create 9 different, actually, this is also going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in here, I'm just going to go to Sass and I'm going to create touch. I'm going to first click move underscore header to I'm just going to put this as hero header, since it's on the top. Yeah, so we already created this. So I'm going to create touch underscore about SESS. Okay, touch underscore. So image is not the best description. So what should I class this as? I'm gonna class this as it's cards, right? So yeah, we're just gonna put your cards. I'm just gonna put your cards. A card. You're gonna have cards. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put your touch underscore cards.css, and then we're gonna have your touch underscore feature.css, touch underscore banner.css, touch underscore image gallery CSS, touch underscore form.css, and touch underscore footer.css. The underscore in Sass basically implies that it's an include file, it's not the main file, and Sass understands that, which is pretty cool. So now if I go over here, I just need to import all of these guys. So it's going to be header, and then we're going to go to add import. I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to copy this. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So we have header. Then we have about. So you don't need to put the underscore, it automatically will import it. It knows it's the, so that's a few things, like this that I like about Sass. About card feature. So we have a spelling mistake over there. I'll correct it shortly. Feature, banner, image gallery, Then we have form, we have footer. Do we have top nav? We don't have top nav, right? So top nav, yeah. I want to put that right on top. We'll do the top nav later on, actually. Okay. Yeah. Right. So I'm just gonna click move underscore feature to underscore feature dot sess. Perfecto. All right. So now let's go to php slash sass dot php. Let's see whether it compiles to it. Okay, so now we don't have top nav yet. So we're gonna click touch. Let's go top slash navy css. Perfect. So everything is compiling. So that means we're able to import everything. I like this. Okay. So let's start instead of top nav. What I'm gonna do is so one more thing we want to do is import all the image libraries as well. So I'm going to create a make directory and click here as image cd to image, and we're going to click copy / windows / templates lonso. And then what do we have over here? EG. All right. So we have an SVG directory, cd to SVG. Let's see what we have over here. So we have asset one. Yep. So if I basically go in here, let's try to import one of these assets. So if I go over here to hero, let's click over here. So if I click here, image source / ing / let's try to do svg / may not work actually. I'm not too sure. We'll try. Let's save this and see what happens on you. Let me refresh this page. Okay, yeah, perfect. I like that. So everything is working. Okay. Yeah, so we're able to import all the assets as well. Okay, now it's time to start working on it. So it's taken us 1 hour 12 minutes, and now it's time to get this working. So we're going to go and click here. So everything is centered around, as you can see, everything is centered around the specific width, except for the top header. So let's take this as a maximum of say 20. I don't know, we'll figure that out as we go. So let's go with the background first. So I'm going to go with top nav. And what does top nav have? So we'll go in here, and since it's already compiling, we don't need to go and do anything further than this. Let's go to top nav. Let's go to what am I doing? Yeah, let's go to Sass top nav. Where is top nav? Actually, not top nav. It's supposed to be header, right? Yeah. The background color is going to be slash once we've set this, we don't need this page as well. BG dark gray. Okay. BG dark / gray. Alrighty. So that's the background color. The font color can be light gray. Actually, the white font color will be /white. In this case. And I'm just gonna put here as /white as. I don't even think we need to do this because just white works. And in here we have say a div I'm just going to put this as a class, as we don't know what the class is going to be. And we'll have basically two windows. So we're going to have a div for left content, for description, and the div for forms to y, and we're going to have a div for forms. All right. Description, what does the description have? The description has website, wireframe, landing page. So we're just going to click here. Yeah, that's not bad. So we're just going to click here as h1 / h1 website. What's it called? Wireframe, landing page. And in here we're just gonna make sure that h1 will have a color of, actually none of this. Font color is always going to be white in this particular, doesn't matter. Okay. We compile. And let's see what we have over here right now. There we go. So as you can see that the color is not white yet. So we'll go to inspect and we'll see why is it not white yet. Should be white. So we have here font color. Whenever in doubt, it's always good to check out what's compiled. So we can go to file .css style.css. Yeah, it should work. Because we know it's picking up the color. It's only one thing, unless and until, because we go to hero header. Okay, so there is WH. Oh, it's not font color, it's always color. Yeah, nothing such as font color, it's just color. Put this and then okay, I get it. Yeah, it's not font color, it's just color. Put this and let's go to php/sass.php. Yeah, and now let's refresh the page. What am I missing? Yeah, there we go. So now what we have is these crazy things. So in here, I'm just going to go to, there's these paddings. So at the end, I'm just going to click here as body. And the thing that we want is basically padding is going to be 0 pixel and margin is going to be 0 pixel, and we're just going to click here overflow as hidden, I think. Yeah. Okay, and close the bracket, compile it, And now let's see if everything is okay. So there is something that I'm missing. I believe it's overflow. Okay, so under hero, I can click here and click here is overflow. Yeah, overflow auto. Hidden. Yeah, okay. So in hero, there's something got to do with the padding of how things work. As margins, H1 has a margin. So the goal is, do you want the margin to be visible or not? So I'm just gonna click here as hidden. And yeah, we will have this. Okay. Now what we want to do is, I'm just gonna click this as a container. And let's click here as dot. Container is gonna be max width of 1024 pixel. Position is relative. Margin left is going to be auto. Margin right is going to be auto. Color is white. So that's the container. And then we have dot description 1 2 3, so 3dd. So yeah. And then we have here as dot and description is going to be we also want this to be display flex. So it's going to be a flex box. Yeah. And we have your dot form, and they would have their own styles. So yeah, let's see how quickly we can do one of these together. We'll see how it's looking. Oh, we forgot to compile. And now let's compile. Oh, okay. Yeah, now it's looking good. Okay. So in the form, let's try to, I'm gonna hide this. So what do we have in the form section? So we have 1 2 3 4. Okay, so we'll have like an input. So in the form section, I am going to have, say, a form, and here we're going to have, say, a div and a slash div, and we're going to say create and put type is going to be text, and then we're going to put here as placeholder. LDR is going to be first name. Okay, what do we have in here? One input, two text. Okay, let's put this as something more meaningful. 1 2 3 3y p 2 1 3, and then we'll have the button. First name, put here his name, and then maybe email. And here we'll have your button. Let's put here as submit, SUBMIT. So button has a very distinctive So button dark is going to be slash background color is going to be slash maybe blue. Let's try this as blue. And border radius is going to be a radius is going to be say 4%. Okay, and so yeah, I'm gonna put here as class. Now, what does this have here? It's gonna be blue, right? Yeah. It's gonna be BTT blue. Button blue. And we'll have your color white. The reason why I'm putting this on the default is because it's not specific to that particular template. Things that are not specific to a particular template and it's global throughout the whole page, I put them in default. And if it's not global, then let's see how this looks. And of course, the form, okay, yeah, we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. So now I'm going to put your padding. Let's put this as 45 pixel. Zero pixel, okay, something like that. Okay, let's put the font family. Family as DFAULT, something of that sort. I'm not too sure if it works, but we'll try. All right, we're getting there. Button. I'm gonna put here as border is gonna be 0 pixel. Yeah, let's see what all is there in button. So I don't like this. So we're gonna be styling the input, and so the forms would actually have its own. Let's see what all is by default there. Yeah, so yeah, it's got background color, RGB, just gonna put your text decoration. Let's put your style. Border 0 pixel. Yep, and what else do we have here? Padding is gonna be say 10 pixel. Okay, yeah, we're getting there. And let's put here as border radius maybe 10%. And let's put this as width 100%. Yeah, and so border radius can be I think 50%. Yeah, so to get that curve, just trying to see what we can do. border. Yeah, so okay, let's see what we have over here. So we're just going to put your border 0 pixel, background color, border radius, within this particular case maybe 100%. Padding might be say 15 pixel. Yep. Whereas in here I can just put here as button can have say a margin. I'm gonna put here as margin of say 15 pixel, 10 pixel, something like that, or 0 pixel. Okay, same thing with input, right? So input would also have the same look and feel. So I'm just going to put here as input. This all can go on the form section actually. So input will have your border is going to be 0 pixel. We're going to put here as padding is going to be 15 pixel, and back, and then we're gonna have here as border is gonna be 4%. And after border is equal to 4%, we're gonna have what else? We're gonna have width is gonna be 100%. And line height, that's a good one. Line height is going to be 1.5. Same thing over here. Same thing for button. Right, so let's see when we compile this. What are we looking at right now? All right, we're getting there. So here I'm just going to have button and input. All right, there we go. I'm liking this. All right, and both of this can be, so what I'm going to do is have a class over here called 50%, half width, and this can also be half width. So what half width does will be like width is going to be 50%. Going to be half width. Maybe 50%. And yeah, we're just going to have padding is going to be say 45 pixel. Or maybe 25 pixel. Not 425. Come on. 25 pixel and yeah. Alright, let's see what we have. Ooh, looking at this guy. Now it's coming, isn't it? Coming along nicely. So get that curvy effect. So now we'll try to focus a little bit on the curvy effect to see how we can make it slightly better. Okay. So yeah, actually, you know what? Let's Google it. You know, why invent the wheel all the time? So let's go over here. Make button round corner. Yeah. 25 pixel, 25. Oh, okay. Let's see the C# corner. And now that's, are you sure it's 25 pixel? Let's try border radius 25 pixel. Aha! Interesting. Okay, I like that. See, same. I didn't realize it would be, but fortunately, it is the case. So we're gonna go here and click here. Border radius is gonna be 25 pixel, and similarly over here. And now let's see what we have. Woohoo! That's looking good. Don't you think so? So what we'll do over here is have a font bold. I think having so I'm just gonna put all this in the forms. 1, 2, 3. So what do we have over here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, no. Is that in the forms? Yeah. Or 19 DD. Should be in the forms. Yeah. Input can start at a margin. Margin left is going to be pixel. Let's put here as font size, maybe 18 pixel. I think both can be 18 pixel. And this can be font text transform bold. Bold. Oh, is it text transform? Let's see where we are. Okay, not bad. So what is this font? So it's default, yeah. Yeah, so it's font style. I think it's font style. Yeah, it's font style. In year 2, I'm gonna go to H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, P. FONT font family, the default. Okay, and let's fill in this description over here. There are many variations of passages of Lorium is poem, whatever. Yeah, let's create some text. I'm just gonna go here. It's like random text generator. Random text gen. Yeah, it's getting a little hot in here. Let's go. Alrighty. Ooh. So is a simple industry. Let's take this. Has been in the standard dummy and the book. Cool. I like that. We don't need this. We don't minimize this guy. Alright, so we're getting, so it's taking 1.5 hours to just get where we are. Well, that's the nature of what we build. It takes time. At least the way I'm doing it. Now, you know, I generally don't start this way. I have my own templates. I've built up my library. But in this particular case, I'm starting everything from the grounds up, right? So it's a little And then we'll have our button over here. Click here, learn more. So what I'm going to do is button in general will have all of these properties. BUTTON will have all of these properties. Width 1, 2. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to put here 4DD. This is common to all buttons. The border 1, 2, 3. So we have here DD. Okay, and we don't have border radius, it's not this case. Okay, and then we'll have your button white. Button white is gonna have a border color. Border is gonna be, say, 2 pixel solid white. Background color is gonna be transparent. Color is gonna be white. Okay, and we're gonna have your button white. Alright, let's compile this and see how it goes. Actually, you know what? Getting there. Still a little bulky, but too big, I would say. But we'll try to create a line height of 1.5, no matter what body, and we want this particular font, right? So this font is not, we're not getting this particular font in the see what is FNT font family. Font family Sans. Okay, let's try this guy. Sans looks good. I'm liking Sans. Okay. Font family default is not the one that we want to use. We'll just use Sans in here. And there's another thing I want to make sure is that width is only full. I'm going to put here as full width. So in here, blue button has full width. Perfect. Okay, half of this 50%, and yep, I think we compile, see how it looks. Why is width suddenly full width? But yeah, so here I can just put your button input. %. But other than that, compile. Have a look at what we have. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yeah. Though I think I can basically increase the padding from and top bottom maybe 25 pixel. Yeah, I think something of that sort might look better. Yeah, I think it's getting there. So now we need to make sure the alignment is right. Yeah, it's not completely perfect, but we'll try to make the alignment right. So in this particular case, I'm just going to go to the hero header, color white, just put your h1, and we put here as margin, top is going to be 0 pixel. And yes, put this, make these buttons a little smaller, including the input. Something of that sort. Let's see what we have right now. How is that looking? Yeah. I like it, right? Yeah. Website, wireframe. Wireframe. Landing page. Perfect. Now let's do the next section. Let's go to the About Us section, and it's got a couple of images. We'll do the images perhaps a little later, but we can definitely start to, get these done. So let's put over here and see. Let's get all the sections let's get the rough layout of everything working, and then from there we'll start to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So BG white. And then we have, let's make this minimum width, minimum height. Yeah, so we can go here and click where are we right now? Yep, so we finished form. Let's make this full screen. So cards. So cards will have a BG of white, blue. Yeah, I should just put your BG as dark blue, right? Maybe that should be that'll be a nice little thing we could put over here. Yeah, a class after body, after h1. Let's put here as BG dark blue because it's common. So it's going to be slash BG is it blue or is it gray? What are we having here? No, it's the same as that guy. Okay. BG dark gray. Looks kind of blue. Hard to tell. Okay. See where we are right now. BG dark blue. Put this as cards. Let's have something called a section as well. I think section is good keyword to have, and because there's certain things that each section has that is common to everything. So we don't need to repeat ourselves. That's generally what I do. Is like in the beginning, I'm very micro in the sense that I'll be putting a style everywhere. And as I see that a couple of other sections require a very similar style, then I take those common elements and then I put them into the default folder. So for example, this padding can be under the keyword section. So I will create, say, a dot section keyword and say, hey, I like this to be like this, right? And then I'll go over here and say every one of these guys would have, say, a section, because it's very similar in that sense. So the about us can also be a section. This can be a section. This can be a section. Something of that sort, right? And now that I've compiled it, let's see how the section looks. So there you go, right? So now I'm able to take the common elements and put them into the default CSS style. So where are we right now? So from here, let's see what cards have. So this doesn't have anything, and the next one has about us. So we're going to click on about us and random text generator. Okay, so the section about us will have, let's create this as an h2 tag. Baby about us h2. Let's create this as a p tag, and we can take the same text that we have over here. Why? In a later part of the video, or maybe in another thing, I'm going to take this template and I'm going to convert this into, say, something more dynamic, and then I'll show you the tool that I created as well in some of my later video, how I developed Ansand itself. So yeah, we got this, and then let's put this under a div tag of let's create a class called align center, right? Because align center is something that we want to center our text. So we can click here dot align center as text align center. So this can be all wrapped in one nice div tag. align center. Put this in here 1, 2, 3. And then now the reason why I'm able to do all of this even without referencing, say, something like Stack Overflow, is because I've been doing this for a while, to a point where, you know, a lot of it is just there in my mind, all the syntax, all the code, all the yeah, it's looking good. So what we want over here is to keep things yeah. So no, that's not what I wanted, but do the restore session. No, we don't want to go to Shiva's Nuts. That's my blog. 10.9901. Yeah, so this will be maybe a little bigger, so it's not going to be the same. So we're going to say dot about us will be so now we can go to the about us part, and let's save this. Let's close this. Click here. Click about. Let's click this and say width. It's gonna be 1386 pixel max width. Not IMAX, but max width. And every one of these guys will have a container, so we'll put this under a container. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. All right. So we have your n60.con container. And if you have other containers, you can name them subcontainers. You know, just a nice little labeling, because they're putting everything in containers. And now let's see how this looks. We left out just the coloring as well. Oh, not looking the way we want it to look. Why is that? Dot about dot container, 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 max width 1386 pixel. And yeah, this would also be position, relative, margin left is auto, and margin, and then we have margin right is also auto. And let's see what we have here. And then we'll also change the color. Yeah, now it's looking a lot better. We can change the color. Let's change the color. The about color will have gray, right? So it'll be / font dark text. Okay. Okay. So now let's look at what we have. Yeah, it's looking so much better. So as you can see, we're slowly, you know, bringing this template to life, and it takes time, right? Like every small little detail just takes time. It's gonna take, you know, a couple of, especially the way I'm doing it. We're not using any libraries. We're, you know, building it up from the grounds up, and we're just being diligent and just slowly building it up, right? All right. So let's look at where we are right now. And we're just looking at this image and being methodical about it. All right. Here we are. The feature will have a different background. The banner will have a different background. So let's try to do the feature and the banner as well. Yeah. So actually not, now that I think about this is dark gray and this is light gray. So yeah, we can fix that too. So the h2 tag over here has a color of this. All right, but every other color is gonna be I won't say light gray, but it's gonna be font it's not blue, is it? Font header, font light gray, maybe. We'll try this. Yeah. Now let's see how it looks. Yeah, looking better. Where do we go from here? From here, we basically go to features. So let's try features right now. If you use things like React or any framework, what it does is instead of let me put this over here. If you use any framework like React or Vue.js or Angular, it allows you to basically, write much little code and allow the APIs to take care of all of this stuff. So once we take this template and transform this particular template into a React framework, I'll just show you, why using front-end frameworks can really help you modularize your code and make it more easier to program. As I mentioned, just building it from the grounds up is kind of time consuming. But I generally feel like if you don't do this exercise and you directly start to use things like Vue.js or Angular, I don't feel you fully grasp the reason why those frameworks exist. You're just jumping into there's a lot of abstraction that is lost if you don't do it this way. So you should always, I generally feel like, practice developing templates of this sort every, at least do it like, at least 10 to 15 to 20 times, like building it up from the grounds up. You'll have such a clear, intuitive understanding of how, style sheets works, how HTML works, how your web page is working, to a point where you start to now build that intuition as to, okay, I need a way to organize my code. What can help me do it better? And when you start to use frameworks that modularize your code, the HTML and creating all this content and stuff like that, it makes you understand the usage in a very different manner. It really makes more sense rather than just because everybody's using these frameworks, that's the reason you're using this framework. There's an abstraction that is lost. So I always tend to tell people, try to build things from the grounds up, get an intuitive understanding. It can really help you understand what the modern technologies are what they're really trying to do. That's just my little bit of a rant over here. So you might say, no, I don't need to know all this and stuff. Sure, you don't need to. It's like you don't need to know how electricity works in order to switch a switch, right? But there's a difference between someone who's creating electricity for you and someone who's just, switching on a switch. Someone who's, creating a dam and generating electricity for you. They better understand, there's someone who needs to understand how to generate electricity at a very deeper level to design these systems. And if you're one of those people who in the web page, if they take that same analogy of someone who's generating and designing, frameworks and systems, be the person who takes the time and invests in understanding the fundamentals. It can really, propel you a long way compared to someone who's just like, knows how to switch a switch and be like, yeah, I don't need to know electricity because I can switch a switch. Depends on which side of the coin you are in, right? Like, yes, you don't need to know it, but there's a difference between someone who's making and designing stuff. Like that person who just knows how to switch a switch is not designing a dam in order to generate electricity for, say, the whole country or for even a whole province or a whole state or whatever be it. Like, there's very few people who can do that. And then if you want to be the select few, the top of the top 1%, having that ability to build stuff and understand it intuitively it will make you be in the top 1%. I'm not saying doing this alone is going to make you in that top 1%, but building that intuition, that habit, just going deep as possible can go a very long way. So then you start to build frameworks for yourself, right? Like, because someone created Vue.js because they were struggling to do this. And tomorrow you might be able to create your own framework. And to me, I have a lot of respect for people who think that way. It's like, okay, I need to solve this problem. How am I going to build this frameworks or build something that can help me eliminate this pain point that I have? And that's how things like Vue.js and and Angular and React really come up. That's how these frameworks come into existence, is because developers struggle doing certain things that are constantly repetitive, and a framework helps you solve these problems. And that's the kind of things that I generally feel like people should cultivate, and that and you contribute to society in that in a broader way as well, right? Can go a long way. That's my rant. All right, so where are we right now? Let's go to cards. So we're going to build, say, which part are we going to do? We're going to do features, or so there's going to be one for banner. So let's try to do banner as quickly as possible, because banner seems to be, there are many variations of passages of Lorem, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's do banner. So banner is, so the banner will have a BG dark gray. Is that what we do? Or dark blue? What's it called? BG / BG dark blue. Align center. All right, and then we'll have a paragraph. Let's take this paragraph as let's say Nicoplocleclon, whatever this is. All right, and then we'll have a button. We have the same button that we have over here. Button white. 2 3 3y. And let's see how this works. Click. We don't necessarily need to put this in a container, though it might work, but we'll definitely put this in the section. CC-TION. Okay, and let's see what we have in here. BG dark blue, color light gray. Yep, so that's another thing we can do. So as we build this, we're also creating the CSS styles. So we can put your color, LIGHT, GREY. And we can just put your color and come on. What's light gray? / light gray. Actually, it should be font light gray. Yeah. Something like that. Alrighty. Yeah. Borders. What's happening with here? Align center, BG dark blue, color light gray, B button. What am I missing? Now that I saved it. Let's see. Oh, got it. And that's because we have this. Yep. So there we go. The first bug. I mean, many bugs, but yep. So what we want to do is basically remove this. Okay. And here we have color light gray. That shouldn't even be light gray. Maybe, yeah. Color white, maybe. So this is under the banner section. So let's go to banner. Yeah. Something like that. But if color white is common, and I think it's good to put this under color white. Yeah. Maybe H3. Yeah. H3 is looking good. So if I put this under, I'll put this as P, I'll put this under H3. 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 Yep, I think that's looking good. Yeah. All right. Where are we right now? From H3, we'll go to, so we'll have the contact form and stuff like that. So it's coming along more or less in the right manner. Okay. All right, so let's try to create the card section right now. So the feature section. So what we'll do is go around here and we'll create the feature section. So we have the feature section in here, and what I'm going to do is create the h2/h2 features. So I do believe how this features is centered. Yep, and the background is light gray. And here we'll have here as BG light gray. BG is going to be LIGHT. Save this. And we have BG dark blue. Let's create .bg LIGHT. All right, and background color is gonna be /bg LIGHT. Or just light gray. Okay. Right, and we basically compile this. Oh, we have an error. And we'll Alrighty. So let's go here. Yeah, now it's looking good. And so features can be text align center, so I can put here as class can be align center. Okay, and now we have a list of features. So what I'm going to do is go to div class container, and then we have here div class half width, and we'll have here 2y. One is for the image, one is for the feature. We'll have here a class float, and what we'll do is basically create like not float, what's it called, flex, right? So this particular case, put here as flex, or maybe leave this in here. So let's go to features. Feature, and then here basically we're going to the feature file, and we're going to add in some CSS style to some of these classes. So container, we'll make this display flex. All right, not flex but flex. And since this is half width, and then here we will have again a bunch of divs. So it'll be a div /div. This can be a sub container, and here we have basically what we have over here is 1, 2, 3, 4 image. So we'll have an image and a thing. So here we can also have, and this could be a class. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to create a class called display flex. Flex, and we'll have this as display is going to be flex. Yeah, that's nice. So this is half width. This is going to be display flex, and in here you'll have, say, one div, and here we'll have another div, and what we'll name this is sub feature, and in here we'll have class feature icon, and here we will have class description, yeah, or feature description, just to be more. And in the icon we'll have an image, so we'll have here as image source is equals to something, and description here we'll take it from, let's create a random text. Boy, I'm sleepy. So we'll go to text generator. Yeah. Random text generator. Yeah, we can go to lip sum generator. Yep, in the meanwhile, we can go to ls image /svg, and I don't know what these images are. I haven't renamed them, which I should have, but now we got to do some brute force checking. So it's going to go to image slash svg slash, let's see if this is the case. Maybe we'll also need to compile this. Let's see where we are. So features does not have interesting. Why would that not be the case? Okay. So we have image svg. Okay. I believe it's something like this. You know what, let me try going here to image and see what happens. Will it open the folder? No, it does not allow me to get to the folder. Ooh, excuse me. Image svg. All right. What am I missing? Inspect. Yeah, there we go. So it should work. Oh, it did work. Got it. Yeah. So yeah, so it does show up, but it's very small. Yeah, but somewhere around. Now when I go to features, sub features, container features. But here as width is gonna be, say, 50 pixel, and height is gonna be, say, 50 pixel. Yeah, 50 pixel. Yeah, okay, so it's it. We just need to put some height and width to get it out. So that's not the image we're looking for. We're looking for a different image. That's fine. So what we're gonna do is create this container. It's gonna be display flex, but it's also gonna have a max width of say 1386 pixel for now. Once we have max width of 1386 pixel, we can center everything, and in here we can basically have something such as, so here we'll have say an h3, put your feature 1, and then you will have a paragraph tag, and then we'll have the generator. Now let's put the whole thing. Why not? All right. Let's see what we have. Okay, we're getting there. We are somewhat getting there. And we'll have a class for this image. We'll name this feature icon. Feature image maybe. VA. So what we'll have in here is basically dot feature minimum width can be say 100 pixel, but width can be say 25%, something like that. Yeah. And now let's see what we have. All right, yeah, we're getting there. Cool. Feature container max width is, yeah. And to do this, we just need to make this as a position relative and margin left auto and margin right auto. Seems to be repeating this quite a bit, so we need to figure out what to do. And then feature icon will also have say actually feature description. We can do this dot feature slash description can have say a margin left of say 25 pixel, something of that sort. Yeah, and this can be repeated say 4 times, but before that let's try to get the image right. Okay, let's see how we're doing over here. So we're trying to basically do this part over here, and you have your feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4. So to get that image kind of working somewhat, so we need to make sure that in here we have our h3 can have here our h3 margin top 0 pixel. All right, so now it'll be aligned. Now it's looking good. I think width, minimum width might be, I think 75 pixel. All right, and let's now go in here, and then we basically go to Yeah, we go here, big Y, and then we have, actually, you know what, this is also pretty long. IM. Yeah, let's keep this short. Repeat this 4 times. Let's see how it looks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we go. Perfect. It's looking good. Okay. And we need feature icon, which is basically sub feature. Let's have this as margin bottom, maybe 25 pixels, maybe 35. It will keep it clean. Minimum width, I would say maximum width. I think that's what we want. Maximum width is 75 pixel. Yeah. And minimum width maybe 25 pixel, something of that sort. Yeah. Good. So it's coming along nicely, not too bad. That's feature 1. Feature 2. Feature 3. Feature 4. So all the features are right now the way they should be, and we need one image on the right, and that we can basically say yeah, so this is this half width. Then here we can have an image source, which will be img/svg/ no, let's try this and see what we have. And this can be image feature image, something of that sort. So feature image we can say is gonna be, width is gonna be 100%. Yeah. And now let's see what we have in here. Okay, that's logo. We don't want logo. Let's try to make this 5:1. Let's try this as 5. Yeah, okay. Though I think what they have over here is a little different, no? Alright, so yeah, let's put this as 5. %s, put 41024/G, and let's see what we have here. Yeah, okay. And if this is not 5, we can try 3. Let's try 9. Okay, let's try 11 or 1. Hmm. 8. I'm trying to see if I can get the right image. Nope. 6. All right, yeah. So we got the right image, and what we'll do is, yeah. So half width. And so is this half width. Okay. So here we have one feature image, and here we don't want this to be feature image. Here we can basically say, so this is going to be 100, so we don't want this. I can basically turn this into a class. Yeah. So right now it's just squashing everything, and now here we want this to be. Yeah, it's looking a lot better. And let's see how this is looking. Yeah, so if you want to basically make it a slightly smaller, what we can do is create this and say feature image container, and in here we can put feature image container, and here we can basically say padding might be 25 pixel. Yeah, something of that sort. Yeah, spelling is right, everything is right. But yeah, as you can see, it's coming along pretty well. Yeah. Let's click on index. Let me see if it's. Yep, the padding is there. I could also add padding on the other side, but yeah, we're looking good. So here we have features. Last part, let's do the form part, and we'll go from there. Let's have a look at what we've created. So we've created the top part, created the about us section, the card part is remaining, the features part is done. We've done the banner. Now we're going to do the form, and actually, you know what? I'm going to continue the form in part 2. So in part 2, this has already been almost a 2.5 hour video. In part 2, we'll try to complete everything that's out there. That will include what do you say? We'll try to finish off the the form section, we'll try to finish off some of this gallery part, the bottom footer, and finally we'll start to finish off the some of these grids and these image over here. So this video kind of like, you know, got us through showing you a basic setup of how to get everything working, though, you know, we did spend an hour just to arrange everything and before we actually started the program, but we're getting there. It's not looking too bad. So, and this is where we are. There's still a couple of things that needs to be completed, but we, you know, we're getting all of this working. So as you can see, like even a page like this can take a lot of time. And as we progress over through future tutorials, we'll try to you know, create a system where a lot of this repetitive tasks can be solved using better tools. And then from there, we'll try to, you know, create tools that can solve repetitive tasks that we've come across when we use those tools. So, you know, we're basically creating one abstraction over other abstraction so that we can make our workflow a lot more smoother and eventually easier. To eventually, we probably might just end up, you know, creating our own website builder. But the point is, this is the process of, you know, getting to that kind of tool set. All right. So I will conclude this part 1 for now, just stopping around here. And in part 2, we will continue to finish this whole thing. All right. See you in part 2. Thank you.